Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In today's daily, we are going to actually get to do puzzle page today, hopefully. This is August 31st, and let's just get into this guy's zero token. So, if you had watched yesterday's, I had noted that the day 30, I had actually started doing the puzzle page, because that was what was supposed to be here. Well, come on, game. I was going to show you, there's a lot of stuff all the stuff I had already done, but there was a lot of interesting picture cross and picture path that were really quite intricate, and you really had to get into and dig into them a little bit. And some of these other things were pretty fun too, including the wordy, which was an interesting one as well. But all that got wiped away in the recording, so we had to do the Ohio. But today, as I stated, we're back and going to do puzzle page today, and then we'll get back to our normal schedule of doing these guys. So let's get into this. Let's see what we have. We have nothing major on the front page here, or anything extra, I should say, on the front page. Let's just start it with picture cross. Get my energy drink here and get myself organized. It's usually something you should do beforehand, but hey, it's whatever. It's a Sunday. Let's see what do we got here. 7, 9, 12. So these guys are done. What about, we can also do something else with this. How many is it going to be? It's one, 2, 3. This one here. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we can plop these guys in. The same would have been true here, but we can just use. Oh, you didn't want to work again. Thank you very much. Those are all good to go. Let's see, the 6, 3. We can do that as well, because we can get 3 here to do a gap of 1 plus the 4 and the 2. So we're going to come back for the 3, 4, 5, and 6. We can plop down these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that guy. We can also do 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. We can get these guys down for this 9. 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. This 6, 1, 2, 6 is going to help us too here in a second. Wait, something's not right here. We've messed something up. Hold on. Let's go back. Something wasn't working. It might have been a misclick on this thing, or it might have just been a little slow. So let's go back and do it again. 7. Oh, that's what it was. The 7, 3 wasn't quite right. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. Good start. Let's do this one again, though. 3 here, plus the gap, plus 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we're looking at something a little bit more accurate. This 1, 2 means just one of these two will be, and we don't know which one it is just yet. What else can we then say? This 9, we actually can put all of these in, because they will have to be. And let's go back now to the 1s and 7s. I think I was accurate there, because it was 1 get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yep, so that 4, 5, 6, and 7. The same would occur here, and we can finish these guys here. Now, the 3 in the middle, 1, 2, we don't quite have enough there to work with on this 2, 3, 2. What else can we say? Let's think about this 1, 2, 6. Because a 1 with the 2 gap, then a gap, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we should be able to come up on this 1, 2 there. That will finish our 3, 5, which means this is now out for the 6. So these have to be in, and these guys can go. That'll finish our 1, 2, and our 7, 3. We can also say 1, 2. This one has to be in, because of the 3 has to fit in there somewhere. And that finishes the 2. We can put another one here for the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That 1, 4 here will work. Do we have anything else with this 2, 6? 1, 2. Well, yeah, well, the 2 has to be up here. So these 6s are here, just both done. We can plop those in. That's a good one. Let's see what else. 2, 1, 4. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he has to be part of this 4, which means he has to end. And then this 2, 1 has to fill up these gaps, because all we have is 4 spaces up here. So if you put 2 with the gap, you're going to have to do it that way. That 4, 2 is done. This 5 here. All right, let's look at these guys where we have them cut off. This has to be part of a 2. These 7s, they could go down here still, though. This guy has to be part of a 2, so you have to go here. Now that finishes the 5. We don't know which one of these 2 is the 1, though, because one of these will be a 1 for the 1/7s, and the other one will just go, the rest of the 7 will just go up towards the top there. What about this guy? 2 here, that's a gap there. 2. This has to be part of this 4. That will finish this 4, which means this has to be 3 and 2, which we finished the 3, 6 off. 2, 3, and then this guy can't be in, so these 2 are in for the 3, which we can put a 2 here. That finishes the 1, 4, 2. That ends the 1 here, so now we can't... Can we go down? No. Yeah, we could still come down here, yeah, so we don't necessarily know those ones there. But what about this here? Yeah, this 9 is now cut off from here, so we can put these last 2 in. That now says what? Again, one of these 2 is going to be in, but we don't quite know which one it is. Let's see what else we can pick apart from these things. This one, okay, the 3 and the 2. So we can't put a spot down here to finish the 3 because you'd have to have another space above it for the 2, but we can't do that. So the 3 goes this way. That now means that one of these 1/7s is going to take on this spot. The other one's going to take up this one. And actually, we can just put one more on each of these already because we're down to the point now where we have only 6 available down that way. This has to finish the 3. 2, 3, 4. This has to be part of this 4. Now, the question is, how far in can we go with... That does mean, though, that this one can't be in, so this has to be the 7 down here, and then this one has to go up. Good. Now, these 2 can connect, and this guy can't be in, so this one is. We're going to be able to finish our 4 here, and then we can figure out which one of these guys is going to be what, right? Well, for the 2, I was going to say, so this one has to be in for the 2. I think this one has to be in for the 2 going this way, because we can't obviously use this, so we have space of 3 areas where we can put, so one of those is in. That is correct. What about this guy? This 3 is done, so we could do that. That's going to give us more. We could put you there and you there. Cool. Now, what the heck is that? Hard to tell. Hay bales, apparently. Okay. Those are hay bales. All right. That one took a little bit of work to get through, but we got into it. Yeah. And let's get into the next one. Okay, let's do the wordy. It's blinking at us. Yeah, yesterday's wordy that I did was another interesting one. I previously said that when I was doing or maybe I didn't say, maybe I said it on the one I just didn't record, but a previous wordy that I did where we had all of the letters would have come in at the exact same spot. Well, I did something very similar yesterday as well, where it was, I think 4 of the 5 letters, when I'm using the crane and the pious, came into the right areas, and then I just had to fill in the 1 extra one. So I don't think we're going to have the same kind of luck today, but we're going to give it a shot. We're definitely going to need the pious because we have no vowels whatsoever. Oop. You go away. What do we get out of it? We get an O, and that's it. Okay. Seems like this would be an OCK. That'd be something we could work with. Now, trying to think if there's any words here that I could use, like flock would be a good one. Let's go there. Oh, so it's not an OCK. Okay, OC something though. And what other letters could we use? Trying to think, or it could actually, this could be a double O. Like mooch would work. Do I want to do that? Let's try it. Hey, there we go. It was mooch. Okay. Yeah, well, I've got to a point where it didn't look like there was I could create any words with the letters we had left without having another vowel in there. So it worked out. Always good. What do we want to do now? Let's go to Challenger. We'll try to get through as many of these today as we can, because there's a lot of good ones looking like on this thing. So, fault or inaccuracy. Mistake will work. Let's go down this way. Made resonant sound. Bang? Nope, okay. Or rang. That would make more sense for the resonant. Matter of contention would be an issue, perhaps? Yep, okay. Let's do this down one. Large game fish. Marlin. Took a second for me to get that one to work for some reason. Submerged would be sinks. What's this one? Lump in timber. It would be a knot. Let's do this 9 across. Condescend. I was gonna say stoop, but that doesn't really... Right? That doesn't really work with condescend, does it? Oh, guess it does. Splinter group would be a sect. Let's go up to 7 here. Capitulate would be to... Word that works with there. Capitulate essentially means to give in. Don't know if I see something that works there, so let's try to find something to help us. Infectious childhood illness would be... trying to think of a good one here. Measles, mumps, probably. Yep, okay, good. Luckily there are vaccines for all that stuff. We don't have to, most kids don't have to deal with that sort of thing. Compound used in fertilizer. I've known what this was at some point, just in a general sense of what goes into fertilizer, but now I'm trying to think of what it is here. And I'm not getting anything, so let's try something else. Unmoved or hard. I was going to say stoic, but we don't have an I or a C there, so that's not going to do much. Unmoved. It's got to end in a D, right? I don't see anything there. Let's try something else. Four-sided. Rectangular. Rectangular. Common punctuation would be a comma. Short wooden rod. A dowel. Yep. Okay. Had to get my brain to figure out how to spell that for a second for some reason. It's not a hard word to spell. A great pleasure would be... gusto? Okay. Let's try this 23 across. Indian dress would be a sara, I think it's called. Shoot. Sari. Is that what it is? Sari. Okay, there we go. Close. Wallop could be to whack. Yep, let's do the 16. Relating to mountains. Alpine would go there. Okay. Let's try some of these other ones. Journey taking in sights would be a tour. Let's try some of these, more of these downs. Munch noisily would be to chomp. Excuse me, as a body. Oh, in mass, or en masse. Okay. Thin woven cotton would be a muslin. Okay. Yet more times again. Let's try this one. Plant's sharp point would be a prickle. Okay, now let's try these undo probably, yeah. Let's try to get back to some of the other ones now. We can hopefully have something threatening. Ominous. Okay, what about 12 over? Bright weather, sunny. Now we've got to figure out these other ones that we struggled with. Capitulate. Submit. There we go. I knew it was there somewhere. Compound used in fertile ammonia. Duh, I know that one too. And unmoved or hard. Stodgy? No. Stoddy, stocky, stocky? No. Okay, what else could it be? It has to be an S. And it has to be an O, right? Stony. Stony, okay. Used every letter except the one that I needed, pretty much there. That was a good one. Got some tokens out of that too. We're getting a little low. And it put me back here for some reason. All right, let's do charge up. We'll come back to O's and X's if we have time. All right, all you are out. This is like tents and trees, so we can get rid of a bunch of things that don't have any use. Now we can put these guys in. That says these are all done, which means you two have to be in, which means you are done, you are in, you're done, you and you. There we go. You'll have to look at some commercials to get our tokens back up a little bit. I haven't been doing that for some time, so. Let's do, do I want to do code? I struggled last time. I'll do the words, which I'll watch the video and then I'll be right back. Okay. And here we go. What do we got today? A charcuterie board. Cool. I like charcuterie boards. Haven't had one in a long time. Or been able to eat off one. Let's see. Brie. Thank you. Gouda. Gouda, bread, honey. Let's keep those in mind. Here's Gouda. Bread and honey. Here's bread. This thing is being... Come on now. Let's go. Honey, 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 honey. Oh, that was almost honey. Horizontal. Oh, it says horizontal right there. Honey, right here. I wasn't even close to that. Why did it pick up with that? Goodness gracious. Salami, olives, and grapes. Here's salami. Olives, grapes. Thought I saw something there. That was just a random thing. Olives and grapes. Where are you? OL. Here's the... This thing is just absolutely insane. Olives. Thank you. Grapes. Oh, chorizo's on here too. I love chorizo. Oh, now I want to go to a Mexican restaurant and have some chorizo. Grapes and chorizo. Here's a cornichon. Just saw that one out the corner of my eye. Chorizo. Where are you, chorizo? I want to get you done so I can stop craving it. Why do I not see it? I still haven't found grapes. I still need mustard, manchego, crackers, and prosciutto as well. Okay, this is going swimmingly. Why can't I find anything? All right, we're going to have to go about a little bit more systematic here. Here's grapes. Let's find chorizo and... Oh, here's mustard. Here's the chorizo. Manchego, crackers, and prosciutto. The prosciutto should be pretty easy. Gonna have to be towards the side here, so... What are we doing here? Come on now, computer. Prosciutto, crackers, and manchego. Here's crackers. Where's the manchego? Here it is, manchego. Cool. Good puzzle. Now I'm hungry. Alright, so what are we going to do next? Not doing the cross sum right now. Let's do the Kokoro, and then we'll come back to some of those other ones. We might do code word next. This 16 here says this is either 9 or 7, so it has to be 7. 6, 9, that forces 8 and 9. Good. What else do we have? Anything else up in here that we can work with? I was going to say, we couldn't quite rule out a 9 being here, because this could very well be a 1 and this could be a 9, 8, 7. But we do have a ton of 16s, so we know these are 9 and 7. So now can we... I guess what we know was left over, we need to have another 9. I guess there's multiple ways that could work. Okay, let's kind of go through something else maybe and see if we can come back to that. Yeah, down here, the 17 here says this is 9, 7, 8. That 7 says this is 6, so this has to be 9 and 8. Okay. Or 9. Oh, it's a I was looking at the 17 thinking it was this one I'm going here. That's not the case. This 23, though, has to be a 986. The only thing that works on the 8 is the 6. We'll put those in. And I was going to say, can we do 9 and 8? Yeah, we can't put an 8 here now because I would put another 2. So this is the 9. 8. That becomes the 1. This becomes a 6. Now we know we're at 9 here, so this has to be an 8. All right, and we're going to have to come back over here at some point. Maybe I just use the givens that I have. So this is either 1 or 3. Now, if it's 1, we said we had to get to 9, so this would be 8. If it's 3, we have to have 6. Yes, 9. There we go. Okay, that's all still possible, so I don't know if we can necessarily rule too much out of that. What can we do in some of these other guys then and try to work backwards yet again? We have 9 left on this 18. We've got 13 left on this 21. I was going to say it's going to start making this digit fairly low. What do we have here? We need 21 more here. So we have to have a 9 on this somewhere. Because we can't make 21 without you, because we already used an 8. So it would have to be 7, 6, and 5 would be the next we could do, and that's only 18. So one of these is a 9, which means one of these two is a 9. Let's put those in. Now, if this was a 9, that forces this to be a 7. So we'd be at 16. We need 13 more. We could definitely make that work in a couple of different ways. Okay. What about... We also need a 7 on here, don't we? Because again, if we don't put a 7, we'd be 9, 6, 5. That's only 20. We have to get to 21. So one of these, of course, is also a 7. Does any of that help us? So therefore, we know what the final digit is then, right? So it's going to be, we've got 9, 8, 7, 24, so it has to be a 5. Okay, so now we know what all of these options are. Let's start to pare them down a little bit. This guy could be 2, it could be 4, or it could be 6. What about these guys? Figuring one of these is going to have some sort of issue here. If it's a 9 and a 5, we need a 4. If it's a 9 and a 7, we need a 2. Okay, how is this 21 going to work then? Because again, we said we had to have 13 left over. So if it was 6 and 4, let's say, it would be a 3 here. If it was a 6 and a 2, we would need a 5. And if it was a 2, 4, we'd have to be able to put in, what is that, a 9? No, 8. That's not going to work, right? Let's make sure my math's right. 8, 14, no, it would be a 7. My math is not right. If it's a 2, 4, we're at 14. We would need 7 more. Let's make sure I didn't mess up the math the other ones then. Because if it's a 6, 4, we're at 10. We've got 18. We need 3. If it's 6, 2, or 8, that would be 16. We need 5. Okay, so I am right on those. Now, what one of those breaks something else? There has to be something in here that's doing this now, and it's not quite getting there. So let's see what happens on this 21 clue against the 29 maybe. Because if this was a 7, let's say, that forces a 9, so it would be at 16. The lowest this could ever be would be a 6. We'd be at 22. Well, that wouldn't technically work because we'd have to reuse it, but a 7 here. So let's say 7, 9, again, 16. What if we put the 8 on it? We'd be at 24. We could put the 5, so that does work. Now, if this is a low digit, well, 9, wait, let's think more clearly about this. These 3 digits, not including this guy, at most could be 9, 8, 7. That's 24. This has to at least be a 5. This can't be 3. Now, if that couldn't be 3, this can't be a 6-4 pair. We also have a 7-5-9 triple here, so let's just do that and use the math, and that will get us finalizing on this thing. So what are 9, 5, and 7? They are 21. This has to be 8. Okay, there we go. Goodness gracious, that means this is the 1, 9. That's going to unravel all of this, and hopefully we did our math correctly. That forces 5 and 9. And now that this is a 5, we are at 13. So we need 8 left over, so it has to be a 6, 2. So this is 2, 6, that's 7, and 5. Okay. Really had to kind of dig into that one. Usually they're not quite that much intense in math, but there might have been an easier way to go about it, and I was just missing it. So we're getting kind of late here. We've got time for one more. Don't want to do cross sums. I guess we'll do code word. This could drag out, but let's give it a try. Let's see if we can get through this one. We've got a ton of information here, so that's something. Now, how are we going to make one of these things work? Some big words here. Trying to even think of how this could, a double letter and a double E at the end. This has to be the way I can get into this thing. S, does that work? F, toffee, with an... Does that work, though? Why we only have one O, though, is kind of something. Is there anything else that would work instead of F? I can't think of anything. So let's give it a go. It's just odd that that would be just a singular O there. What about this guy going, or this guy here? It's just an E and then 2 letters. It could be end. That would make a lot of sense, particularly at the ED at the end of this thing. And these are all kind of working. What about you now? It would be N, some letter, double P, that same letter, E something. Feels like it's a vowel, doesn't it? Nippier. I think that's the only thing that seems like it works, and the TR works here. Good gracious, we have a ton of double letters. Trespassed will work. The A is tons of A's. That makes complete sense. This has got to be passageway. Let's put those in and see what else we have now. Agenda just filled itself in. This guy, it's going to have to be pug. It's the only vowel we have left. Just could be jugular. Okay. This got to be algebra. This could be sneaker. Syntax. I was going to say agave there, but we don't have any of those letters left over. Amaze will work. This has got to be sigh. This is quaffs. This is diva, and this is cabs. Hey, there we go. We got through it pretty good today, so good. Ton of double letters, was just curious there. But fun. No, thank you. I think I'm going to end it there. We're at a half hour. Like I said, O's and X's is okay, but it's just not tons of fun. It's just kind of following, each little step. So, good puzzles today. Really enjoyed those. It's kind of a shame that it's a shame that yesterday's didn't work out, but it's also, I guess, good because we also have these good puzzles that we looked at today too. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that one. Today's dailies for August 31st. That'll do it. And I guess we'll see you in September. Have a good day.